Hello friends, today I will start with a new topic, admission of a partner. Before we know what is admission of partner, we are supposed to know what is the reconstitution of partnership. The reconstitution of partnership means change in the existing relationship of partners due to change in the existing agreement between themselves. Now, the reconstitution of partnership takes place on account of four reasons. The first reason is whenever a new partner is admitted, the reconstitution takes place. Means the changes are taking place in the existing partnership form. The second reason of reconstitution of partnership is due to the retirement of an existing partner. That is, change in the existing partnership takes place because one of the partner retires the firm, retires from the existing firm. The third reason for the reconstitution of partnership is death of an existing partner. So whenever death of an existing partner takes place, the changes are taking place in the existing firm, which is also known as the reconstitution of partnership. And the fourth reason of the reconstitution is there is no one admitted, retired, or death takes place, but the change in the profit ratio takes place. Means the existing partners, they are changing their profit sharing ratio, and because of that, the changes in the partnership takes place, which is known as the reconstitution of partnership. Now in our syllabus, we are having three topics. The first three reasons: admission of a partner, retirement of a partner, and death of a partner. The fourth is not there in the syllabus. So we'll be having three topics related to this. Today we are going to learn topic admission of a partner. So let us see admission of a partner. First, let us see the meaning. What is admission? Entry of a new partner into an existing firm is known as admission of a partner. A new partner is admitted with the consent of all the existing partners, and such partner is also known as incoming partner. Now, see, in the existing firm, sometimes the partners, they decide that the new partner is beneficial to the firm, and that is why the admission of a partner is useful to the firm, and that is why they are admitting the partner. And why there is a need, let us see. The firm may be in need of additional capital, and that is why the new partner is admitted. The firm may be in need of technical skills, managerial skills, and that is why the partner is admitted. Or the partner is admitted because he is a knowledgeable person and which is useful to the firm. That is why the admission of the partner takes place. So these are the reasons for the admission. Now, whenever the admission of the partner takes place, what is important for us now? The important for us is accounting treatment required in case of admission of a partner. So when a partner is admitted, which are the different areas where we need the accounting treatment? Okay, because as I told you, in the reconstitution, the partnership agreement changes, the new partner is admitted, so he is asked to bring the capital, changes in the profit sharing ratio takes place, we have to revalue the assets and liabilities, we have to do the treatment of the goodwill, we have to do the new capital adjustments, and all this we have to do. So the important part of this topic is the accounting treatment required in case of admission of partner. So we'll see one by one which are the accounting treatment required. First I'll summarize here and then we'll see personally. First is recording of new partner's capital. Whenever a new partner is admitted, we are asking him or her to bring capital, and that capital we have to record in the books of accounts. After that, there is a need to calculate the ratios. We have to see what is the old ratio, we have to see what is the new ratio, and we have to see what is the sacrifice ratio. Who is sacrificing and in what proportion? Okay, so that we are going to see in the treatment profit sharing ratio. Then whenever a partner is admitted, distribution of accumulated profit or loss is must. What is distribution of accumulated profit or loss? The firm is an existing firm and the partners which are already there in the business, they are supposed to distribute the undistributed profit or loss among themselves in the old ratio, because that is not the profit which belongs to the new partner. So that we are going to see. Then we are going to see the revaluation of assets and liabilities. Now ours is an existing firm and the assets and liabilities, they are already appearing in the balance sheet. The assets may be bought, the assets are bought in past and their values have changed. So now with the recent value, with the current value, we have to make some changes, and any profit or loss taking place on account of such revaluation is to be transferred to the old partners in the old ratio. So that is the accounting treatment that we are going to do, the fourth one. And now the fifth one is treatment of goodwill. Whenever a new partner is admitted, he is enjoying the fruits of the old firm, and that is why the old partners, they do not want that the new partner should enjoy the fruits, and for that he should also bring some amount in addition to the capital. That is why the treatment of goodwill is necessary. So that we are going to see in this particular step. And then at last, after doing all these adjustments, if all the partners, they feel that the capital at the end is to be readjusted, then they are doing readjustment of capital if it is given in the problem. So these are the 6 accounting treatments that we have to do while solving the problem. So let us see one by one. The first treatment is recording of new partner's capital. As I told you, whenever a new partner is admitted, we are asking that partner to bring some amount or some asset by way of capital. So let us see. Recording of new partner's capital. Whenever a new partner is admitted, he is asked to bring cash or assets. He can bring assets also, like machinery or bank balance or any other thing, as his share of capital, and it is recorded in the books of the firm. So we are just passing a simple entry. If he brings cash, we say cash account debit. If the amount is brought by check, then we say bank account debit. Or if we bring some other assets, then we'll write the name of the asset. So this assets account is to be debited and new partner's capital account is credited. So that is the recording of new partner's capital. Now we'll see the second step, profit sharing ratio. What changes we are going to do in profit sharing ratio? Let us see. So first let us see, there are 3 ratios. Now the old ratio, the new ratio and the sacrifice ratio. What is the old ratio? It is the ratio in which the partners share profit or loss before the admission of a new partner. So the old ratio may be equal, or it may be in the some other ratio, 2:1, 3:2 or anything. New ratio, it is the ratio in which the partners share profit or loss after the admission of a new partner. Now instead of 2 partners, we will have 3 partners, say for example. So we'll have a new ratio, 3:1 or 1:1 or 5:3 or whatever may be the case. And what is the sacrifice ratio? A and B are the existing partners and C is admitted as a partner. So whatever is the gain of C, who is going to sacrifice? A is going to sacrifice, B is going to sacrifice. So we have to see that A and B, they are sacrificing in the same ratio, or we have to see that A and B are sacrificing in the old ratio, or we have to see that only A is sacrificing or only B is sacrificing. So that we are going to see in sacrifice ratio. So it is the ratio in which the old partners sacrifice their share of profit to the new partner. Okay. So these are the meaning of the old ratio, new ratio and sacrifice ratio. Now we'll see the formula for calculation of ratios. So here we are going to see 2 formulas. one for calculation of new ratio and one for calculation of sacrifice ratio. For calculation of new ratio, it depends. We are having two formulas again. New ratio is equal to old ratio into balance share. When this formula is applicable, when the share of a new partner is already given. Suppose they say that the old ratio is 2:1 and a new partner is going to share 1/4 share of the firm. So that time we are using this particular formula. So where the balance share is equal to total share 1 minus 1/4. So that will be 3/4. That we are going to calculate. And in second case, already the old ratio is given, the sacrifice ratio is given. So when sacrifice ratio of old partner is given, then we are going to use the formula new ratio is equal to old ratio minus sacrifice ratio. So these formulas and the calculation depends upon our requirement in the problem. We are not going to calculate these ratios every time. Whenever we need, we calculate. Then calculation of sacrifice ratio. Sometimes we need sacrifice ratio. So the formula is old minus new ratio. Old ratio is always higher, then only you can sacrifice. So old is more than the new ratio. So old minus new ratio, that's the formula for sacrifice ratio. And here we are given example of calculation of new ratio. As I told now, let us see A and B are the partners sharing profit and loss in the ratio of 3:2. And they decided to admit C for giving 1/4 share. So what will be the new ratio? So the formula that we are applying is new ratio is equal to old into balance share. Old is A 3/5 and B 2/5. Into all is balance 1 minus 1/50 is 4/5. So ultimately we get 12/25, 8/25 for B, and for C we have to 1/5, that we have to multiply with 5/5. So it will become common for all. So 12:8:5, that's the new ratio. If you do the total, it is again 25. There is another example for sacrifice ratio. Here also we are given that A and B are sharing in the ratio of 3:2 and they decided to admit C. And this time they have decided to share equally. So we have to find out the sacrifice now, who has sacrificed and who has not sacrificed and in what ratio. So we are applying the formula for sacrifice ratio, old ratio minus new ratio. So old is 3/5 and B 2/5 and new ratio is equal. So 1/3. So when we are subtracting, it will be 4/15 and 1/15. So the sacrifice of A and B is 4:1. That is 80% and 20%. Okay, that is the share of C. We'll see the third point, distribution of accumulated profit or loss. Now, as I told earlier, whenever a new partner is admitted, the accumulated means undistributed profit such as general reserve, reserve fund and profit and loss, credit balance are distributed to all partners in roll ratio. Where these balances you will get these balances in the balance sheet on the liability side. What is the meaning of general reserve, reserve fund and profit and loss credit balance? These are the amount which they have not distributed at the end of the year. Whenever we are preparing profit and loss account, whatever profit is earned, that profit should be distributed to the partners. But sometimes the partners are having a policy to keep some amount as a reserve, not to distribute between the partners. And such accumulated amount is known as general reserve or reserve fund or profit and loss credit balance. Now this particular amount should not be passed on to the new partner because it is the amount of the old partners. So that is why it should be distributed to the old partners, and for that we are going to pass journal entries. Same way we are having accumulated losses also. Sometimes the firm has made losses and that losses we have to distribute to the partners, but they have not distributed and they have shown this in the balance sheet on the asset side as a profit and loss debit balance. So that also we need to be distributed because such loss cannot be passed on to the old partners. Such loss cannot be passed on to the new partner. And that is where we are going to pass the entries. If it is accumulated reserves, then the partners, old partners capital or current account should be credited because their balance should be increased. So journal is a reserve fund, profit and loss account, they are having credit balance, so they have to be debited. and partners account is to be credited. And in case of accumulated losses, partners account are debited, capital account or current account, and the profit and loss account which is having a debit balance, now it is credited. Okay, so this is the distribution of accumulated profit or loss. That is the step number 3 that we have seen. Now step number 4, revaluation of assets and liabilities. As I told you earlier, what is the revaluation of assets and liabilities? Whenever a new partner is admitted, the assets and liabilities are revalued as at its current value, and such changes are recorded in the account known as a revaluation account, or it is also known as a profit and loss adjustment account. As I told you that the assets may be brought in past, so their values might have increased or the values might have decreased, and that is why we have to revalue it now. Same way, the liabilities are also to be revalued, and such changes on account of revaluation we are going to transfer to revaluation account. So the profit or loss on account of such changes is distributed to the old partners in the old ratio. Now here also, whatever profit or revaluation or loss, it is to be transferred to the old partners. So for that we are passing the entries. If there is increase in the value of asset, then asset is debited, revaluation account is credited. If there is a decrease in the value of asset, then asset is credited and the revaluation account is debited. Always remember, asset is having debit balance, so if you are debiting, it will increase. If you are crediting, it will decrease. The third is increase in the value of liabilities. So liabilities increase means liabilities has credit balance, so revaluation to liabilities account. And decrease in liabilities means liabilities account to revaluation account. Same way, if suppose in the balance sheet assets and liabilities are not existing, but such asset is already given in the adjustment. So recording of unrecorded asset, it is not there in balance sheet, but we are given that such and such asset is existing and it has a value of rupees so and so. So that time we debit the asset and revaluation account is credited. The same way, if in the balance sheet a liability is not existing, but in the adjustment we are given that such and such liability is going to take place, so we'll pass the entry revaluation account debit to liability account. And at the end we'll see if the difference is on the debit side, it is the profit, revaluation account debit to old partners capital or current account in the old ratio. And if the difference is on the credit side, then old partners capital or current account debit to revaluation account in the old ratio. So now this is the specimen of revaluation account. On debit side, we can see all losses. Asset decrease in the values means loss. Liability increase in the value means we have to pay more, so it is a loss. Credit side, there is a profit. Increase in the value of asset means increase in profit. Decrease in the value of liability means we have to pay less, so it is a profit. And the difference which is appearing on the debit side is the old profit, old partners capital account revaluation profit, and the difference on the credit side is loss on revaluation that we are transferring to the old partners. Okay, so this is all about the revaluation account, or you can say profit and loss adjustment account. So we have completed step number 4 also. Now step number 5 we'll see treatment of goodwill. So let us first see what is a goodwill. Goodwill is the reputation of business expressed in terms of money. It is intangible asset. We are paying for the goodwill. So goodwill is not to be seen, but still we are paying. Okay, so goodwill is an intangible asset. Now there are two methods of calculation of goodwill. Okay, now normally in a problem, they are already giving us the value of the goodwill, but sometimes they may give the data and we have to calculate. So that time these are the two methods that we have to remember. One is the average profit method and one is the super profit method. Now in average profit method, goodwill is calculated on the basis of purchase of average profit for the given number of years. We are given 3-4 years data of past profit. We'll find out the average profit total profit divided by number of years, so average profit. And then we are given 2 years purchase, 3 years purchase. So we'll multiply with 2 or 3. So whatever amount is received, that is our goodwill. Same way, super profit method. In this method, goodwill is calculated on the basis of purchase of super profit. Now, what is the super profit? Super profit is the profit which is earned over and above the normal profit. So, excess of average profit over normal profit is known as a super profit. In simple language, I'll say you that average profit is that profit which we are already earning. As I told you in the average profit method. So, we are given 4-5 years profit. We'll do the totaling. Then we will divide it. We'll get the average profit. So, average profit is the profit that we have already earned. And we are having one more profit which is known as normal profit. What is the normal profit? Suppose the same amount I am investing in some other business, then that particular business is giving a particular percentage return. So I will calculate that my investment is 5 lakh and 10% is the return. So I should get 50,000 rupees. Okay. If suppose now my profit is more than 50,000, the normal profit, which one? Sorry, the average profit, more than 50,000, then I say that there is a super profit. On the basis of that super profit, I am going to calculate the goodwill. But if my profit is less than 50,000, which profit? Average profit, then I am not earning any super profit and there won't be any goodwill. So that you have to see in the problem. Okay. So you have to refer to the sums which are given in the textbook. So please see that. Now we'll proceed to see the treatment of goodwill. We are having the first method, premium method. In this method, we are asking the partner to bring share of goodwill in cash. Here we are having 3 types. When a new partner brings his share of goodwill in cash and amount is retained, then what entry we are passing? For bringing cash or bank account debit to goodwill. And second, we are distributing this goodwill to the old partners in sacrifice ratio. This is the important point. Whatever amount is brought, that will be distributed to the old partners in sacrifice ratio. So, goodwill account debit to old partners capital or current account. Now here, the second one is second treatment in first method. When a new partner brings his share of goodwill in cash and amount is withdrawn by the old partner, then we are passing 3 entries. Only the third one is the new entry. The first and second, they are the repetition. For bringing cash and for distribution of goodwill, same as what we have done. And now third, they do not want to keep the cash in the business. So whatever amount was credited to their account, they are now withdrawing. It may be withdrawn 100% or 50%, whatever is given in the problem. So that is the third entry there we are passing. And sometimes the new partner is bringing his share of goodwill in cash and it is paid to old partners privately. So in that case, no entry is required in the books of the firm. So these are the 3 treatment under the premium method. And now our second method is the valuation method. In this method, new partner does not bring his share of goodwill in cash, but goodwill is raised in the books of account. So this is nothing but we are just doing the book adjustment. So here we are having the fourth category. Let us say we are raising the goodwill and it is retained. So we are just passing the entry that there is an asset in the business. So we just say that goodwill account is debit and old partners or capital account is credited. In which ratio? Old ratio. So this is only a book adjustment. No such asset is existing, but we say that asset is there. So debit the asset and credit the partners. And now whatever balance of goodwill is there, that balance will appear on the asset side of the balance sheet and the old partners are already credited. So it will be added to the capital account. Now the fifth one is goodwill is raised and written off. For raising the goodwill, same as previous one, we are debiting the goodwill and old partners capital or current account is credited in the old ratio. And now they want to write off the goodwill, including the new partner. All partners capital account will be debited in the new ratio and goodwill account is credited. So now the value of goodwill will not appear in the balance sheet. So it is adjusted in the old partners capital account and all partners capital account. Okay. Now there is one more treatment. If the goodwill is appearing in the balance sheet, then what is to be done? So if the goodwill is appearing in the balance sheet and in the adjustment we are given a new value, so increase in the value of goodwill, so we'll pass entry goodwill account debit to old partners capital or current account in old ratio. If the value given in the balance sheet is decrease in the value of goodwill, then old partners capital or current account will be debited and goodwill account is credited. But in this case, there is one note. Now this note, rarely this type of situation takes place, but still it is given. If goodwill already appears in the balance sheet and new partner brings goodwill in cash, then it is desirable to write off the goodwill appearing in the balance sheet among the old partners in old ratio. So first we have to write off the goodwill in which ratio? Old ratio. And then we have to do the treatment of new goodwill in cash as usual. And there is one more important point, that if you are not doing if you are not passing the entries as given in entry number 6 for increase in the value of goodwill and decrease in the value of goodwill, then what you can do, any increase or decrease in the value of goodwill can also be transferred to revaluation account just like other assets. So you treat the goodwill just like other assets, and any increase or decrease transferred to the revaluation account. So that will be easier for you. But better you transfer to the old partners in the old ratio, that will be more better. Now, our last accounting treatment is readjustment of partners capital, if any. If we are given the adjustment, then we do the readjustment of partners capital. So sometimes the capital of all partners are adjusted in the new profit sharing ratio after the admission of a new partner. Means all partners, they decide that there is a difference between the capital of all the partners. So let them bring according to the profit sharing ratio. So they are doing such adjustment. Such adjustment is done through the cash. Means if surplus is there, then cash is taken away, or if deficit, then cash is brought. Same way it is transferred to loan account or current account. Okay. So the capital of all the partners will be adjusted in any of the following ways. There are two ways. One, capital of old partners may be adjusted on the basis of the capital of a new partner. In this case, the capital of a new partner is taken as a base to find out the total capital. And sometimes the capital of the new partner will be determined on the basis of the total capital of the old partners. So in the first one, the base is the new partner's capital, and the second one is the base of the old partner's capital. And in this case, the capital of the new partner is calculated in proportion to the total capital of old partners. Now, here you have to refer to the sum, and according to the requirement of sum, you have to calculate. Okay. And journal entries for readjustment of capital. If there is a surplus capital, then the concerned partner will take away the capital. So cash is credited, bank is credited, or current account is credited, or loan account is credited. If there is a deficit, then the partner is asked to bring the cash, or he may bring check, or his current account is open. Which balance? Debit balance of current account. But you cannot transfer to here loan account. Okay. So to the concerned partner's capital account. Now we'll see the accounting steps for solving problem on admission. Let us see the first step. Open the following accounts. So which account we are opening? First, the revaluation account or profit and loss adjustment account that we have seen. Cash or bank account, which is treated as a working note. Goodwill account, which is also treated as a working note. Partners capital or current account, this we require because we have to record the entries of the partners. And new balance sheet we have to prepare. So these accounts we are preparing first in our book, and then second step, what is given to us in the problem? We are given balance sheet in the problem, and we are given the adjustment. So from the given balance sheet, on the liability side, whatever items are there, they are transferred like this. On liability side, partners capital or current account is there. So we are opening capital or current account, credit side. We'll write by balance brought down. Accumulated reserves are there. So in the capital account or current account of partners, on the credit side, we'll write by reserve account, by profit and loss account. In which ratio? Old ratio. Bank overdraft is there. Then in cash and bank account on the credit side, we'll write by balance brought down. other liabilities, we are going to write inner column of the liability side of the new balance sheet. And we are also having the asset side. So on the asset side, these are the items. Partners capital or current account. So it is a negative balance of the partners. So capital or current account on the debit side we are going to write. Then accumulated losses. These are the losses which belongs to the old partners. So we have to debit the old partners in the old ratio. Cash and bank debit balance. So on the debit side we'll write, and other assets will write in the inner column of the new balance sheet. Okay. Now, third step is revalue the assets and liabilities. Okay, so that we have already completed in the treatment revaluation of assets and liabilities. Fourth, close the revaluation account. That also we have completed. Profit or loss on the revaluation account. So we are going to pass the entries accordingly. And then recording of new partners capital. We'll pass the entries for recording of new partners capital as we saw earlier. And then treatment of goodwill, that also we are going to do. Any one treatment will be given to us out of the 6 treatments, so that we are going to do. Then seventh, we are going to close partners capital or current account. Okay, and whatever balances are there, that balances we are going to transfer to the balance sheet. We are going to close cash and bank account. Whatever balance is there, that we are going to transfer to the balance sheet and close the new balance sheet of the firm. It should tally. We are going to close the new balance sheet of the firm and it should tally. So these are the 9 steps that you have to follow for solving the problem. So I hope that you have understood the theory, the concepts which I have already explained. And if you have not understood, please repeat the video and try to understand. Okay, thanks.